What's up, everybody? Aston Villa 1, Liverpool 4, but look, that doesn't tell the story of the game. To me, the real story around this game comes from the first half performance from the Reds and the inability to break down what is a young, resilient Villa side. Yes, we scored early, but we allowed Villa back into the game. Full credit to Aston Villa, their staff and that young team for what they did there today. And as I said, that young man Barry will remember that goal, that moment for the rest of his life. So massive credit to him. And as I said as well during the stream, we wish all the Aston Villa staff, players, whoever is struck down with COVID at the minute, we wish them a speedy recovery to full health. Lots of love to you all, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all out there? Look, it's job done. Liverpool in the fourth round of the FA Cup. There are some questions to be asked, and I want to get your thoughts on a couple of things. I want to get your thoughts on the Salah situation. I want to get your thoughts on, has SHAQIRI played his way into Klopp's thoughts for the game against Manchester United, and I want to get your thoughts on that game in general. Full credit, as I said, to that young Villa team for never letting their heads drop, defending resiliently. The goalkeeper had a great game as well. The game for me changed when we brought on SHAQIRI and when we brought on Thiago. To me, they were the game-changing moments. We suddenly started finding space between the lines and exploiting that young Villa defence. But look, I want to know what you guys think about it. Let me know in the chat. We'll be talking and asking you guys for your man of the match as well. Puskas is a god, said we played pretty poor. Yeah, as the game went on, they got a bit more tired mentally and stuff as well, and we started to exploit and create more chances. This was always going to be one of those hiding to nothing performances from Liverpool. No matter what we did today, if we beat them 10-0, you'd still say you're expected to beat them 10-0. All that we could have asked for today, was that we got into the next round and we didn't pick up any fresh injuries. And I think that that's the case regarding the injuries. It was a good change, I think, at half time from Klopp to take Hendo off and bring on Thiago. Bit of extra creativity, but I really felt SHAQIRI was the moment. SHAQIRI, for me, as soon as he came on, he was involved in everything, always looking for the ball, always an option. And there was a beautiful moment there for, I think it was Mane's second goal, where Thiago has a little look around before he receives the ball, takes it off Gini, lovely little pass, no look pass to SHAQIRI. He plays it to Salah, and Salah tucks it in the corner. Sorry, it was Salah's goal. Good finish from Mo as well, but to me, look, he should have had more. I'm extremely disappointed at the form we find Mohamed Salah in at the moment. And I know there are a lot of fans out there who believe we shouldn't be critical of our players, but we're in a fight for the title here, folks. We need the senior players. We need the big earners. We need the top boys to step up. And I'm still not convinced that Salah's right for whatever reason. I don't know what that reason might be. I have no idea. I don't even want to try and guess. How are you, Craig? I'm alright, Scotty, man. I'm alright, but at least we got the job done. Piss poor really, said Carl. Reece is only young. Yeah, look, for their goal, I was more surprised at the lack of pace from Reece Williams. I mean, it's one thing the forward getting goal side of him and getting through on goal, but he just increased the gap between himself and Reece Williams, and that for me was the worrying thing. I'm not sure if Crosby's in the chat, but buddy, if you are in the chat, can you turn off the slow mode for me, because I don't think we need it at this moment. Big SHAQIRI in the building, today's led Shaq. Thiago was class again, said Puskas is a god. Yeah, I thought they were the real difference makers, I really did. Man of the match, there was a few shouts for James Milner as well, so again, I'd love to know you guys, man of the match. Please do let me know in the chat. Craig said at Tom Boland, I don't know where Tom is or what I've missed there, but anyway, Jurgen is restricting Jones, says George. That's an interesting comment. I don't know what you mean by restricting him. I thought Curtis Jones, as talented as he is, I didn't think he was great in the first half. I'm looking at the replay of the Villa goal now, and again, great finish from the youngster, kept his head through on goal. I'm absolutely baffled at the defending from young Reece, though. I really am. He had so much time and space to get on to the end of it, and he just ends up sticking a lazy arm up appealing for an offside that was never there. Again, I hope that's a learning moment for him, because yes, he's still a young central defender, but that was against players that he's probably played against coming through, breaking through at underage level, and I would have expected better from him from a defensive point of view. SHAQIRI got 2 assists, man of the match for Shaq anyway. Jones was god awful, said Sidney Fisher. Oh, you mean restricting him from going forward? Well, look, that's part of what he's going to have to do on this Liverpool team, mate. I understand where you're coming from, but he has to get used to the system the Klopp wants him to play. Man of the match between Thiago and Milner for Christian. Better prepare for next Sunday, probably our biggest game of the season so far, said Adam. Yeah, it's a massive game. And we got to show up and we got to play to our best. But the big question that I want to ask you guys is, has SHAQIRI played himself into a starting position for that game? Because I think he has. To me, I'm almost gone as far as to say I'd play him instead of Mohamed Salah, and I know that sounds nuts, but we can't carry passengers. You can't just build, you can't play off a reputation alone. That's where I'm seeing. You've got to earn that shirt, and I don't think, you can say to me that Mohamed Salah scored tonight, and I'll say to you, fair enough, but he should have scored a lot more. And how much did he impact the game, I ask? Really, I don't think that much. What else we got? Reece is so slow. Again, I wouldn't go in too hard though on the youngster, because, you know, it's not Reece Williams' fault that he's thrown into this position where Liverpool have no centre-backs, because 3 of our first choice centre-backs are out. If you look at, you know, 2 of them long term with Van Dijk and Joe Gomez, and then obviously with regards to our other centre-back, I mean, we know he's injury prone. We know that we can't get too long at a Matip before he picks up a knock, but he could be back for the United game. SHAQIRI to start against United, said Dragos. We've got a United fan in the chat. Mate, you're very welcome in. I'd love to know your thoughts on the game, and any other United fans in the chat as well. Minamino thoughts, said George Francis. Yeah, look, loads of energy, get on the ball quite a bit, but again, there's still questions, there's still lingering doubts for some people, and I get it over Minamino. I think when he gets these opportunities, he needs to start delivering a bit more. But look, it wasn't entirely his fault at that first half performance. It just wasn't good enough all around. We should have had them dead and buried in the first half. And we can't let these opportunities go when they come our way. And we've been letting up so many chances lately. SHAQIRI and Thiago were brilliant, said Liverpool. You'll never walk alone. I'd go for Gini, Thiago, SHAQIRI in midfield against United. Look, you've got to play Hendo. I'm sorry, but I'd play Hendo instead of Gini. So for me, Thiago, Hendo, and whoever you want as that attacking midfielder. But SHAQIRI surely has to start. And again, I've been one of SHAQIRI's biggest critics here on the channel, but I'm not afraid to change my mind, and I'm not afraid to put my hands up when a player plays himself into form. SHAQIRI's in form at the minute, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to be knocking Mohamed Salah, but he's just not at the races. I don't know. People are going to say to me his head is turned by a potential move. I can't say that one way or the other. All I care about is how he performs on the pitch. And we haven't seen the Mohamed Salah from 2 years ago in a while, to be fair. I mean, he's not ripping defenders apart and sticking balls in top corner these days as much as he used to. He's not impacting games for me as much as he used to. And I've often said I wouldn't mind seeing him switched up with Sadio Mane and getting a run out on that left-hand channel for a time. SHAQIRI was brilliant, said Jake Menz. Hendo, SHAQIRI, Thiago for midfield, said Jamie Wilson. SHAQIRI, Thiago and Neko Mane were the best today. Job done despite a poor first half, said Shaina. Yes, job done, mate, job done. And that's all we could really have asked for today, was just get it out of the way, hope for no injuries, get the result, and go on to the next round of the Cup. So, yeah, excuse me. It was a bit of it was an odd evening. It was always going to be an odd evening. I mean, what was expected of us today? And again, you want to give credit to the Villa youngsters. SHAQIRI's creativity that Salah lacks, said Adam. SHAQIRI's lacking fitness for a 90-minute derby with United. John, I would have said the same, mate, but we seen Thiago get 90 the other day. So I'm a little bit... I was shocked at that, to be honest with you, pal, that he played the 90 the other day. And look, maybe SHAQIRI doesn't get the whole game in, pal. Maybe we only get 60 minutes out of him and then we bring somebody else on from the bench. But to me, honestly, I don't know what more he can do to knock on the gaffer's door. SHAQIRI should play over Salah, said Paul Edwards. Hendo needs a rest, said Dylan. They're going to have a rest now. They've got, what, 9 days before that Manchester United game on the 17th? We've got nothing in between now, so we've got a full 9 days to recover, to get focused, to get trained, and to get primed for that Manchester United game. Again, just a reminder, I'm going to be joined by Mark Goldbridge on the 14th to have a chat, and I look forward to the game. Loads of interviews coming up on the channel as well. Lots of new segments, loads of stuff. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Keep it tuned to Anfield Agenda. Fair call, Craig, said John Warren. Look, I don't want to be on here saying that Mohamed Salah isn't up to scratch. Nothing would make me happier than to be sitting here and saying, wow, another incredible performance from Mohamed Salah. But I think of the front three, to me, at this moment in time, the only one that's shown any signs of being destructive is Mane. That's the only one I'm seeing right now. Even my favourite player, Bobby Firmino, I respect all the other work he does in the game, but he doesn't even look himself at the minute. It's incredibly disjointed, and I'm a bit... I'm worried. Yeah, I'm worried. Worried is a fair phrase, I think, to put out there. The litmus test is going to be the United game. I mean, if you can't get yourself up and play for that game, I don't know what to say. So I'm going to reserve judgment. All teams will go through a sticky patch, and I accept that. Like I've said about Trent Alexander-Arnold, the same applies to Mohamed Salah. Players will go through dips in form, and that's okay. I'm not going to be on here saying sell Salah, he's shite, yada yada yada. But if you're not up to it, you don't start. To me, the players in form get the start. You don't get a start off reputation. And I don't see enough from Salah lately that he's impacting games. Now, I could be reading this completely wrong, and I fully accept that other people have other opinions, and I'd love you guys to share those in the chat. Mane looks fantastic at the moment, says Jamie Wilson. Salah became a different player after that Ramos fell in the Champions League final. I don't know if that's the case or not, to be fair, but he certainly seems to be lacking a little bit of pace for me at times, which is worrying. I mean, I don't know. Let me put it to the chat. Let you guys have your say on it. Good fame for the Reds today. How are you? I'm okay, mate. I'm absolutely knackered, to be honest, but I'm okay. I'm glad we got through, put it that way. I'm glad I'm not sitting here talking about another 7-2 or 5-0 defeat, because look, we've had a couple of crazy games against Villa in recent years. So again, just to get the W on the board and get ourselves through to the 4th round. Villa fan here, brilliant by Villa kids. Barry is one for the future, so keep your hands off. Good luck Liverpool next round up to Villa. You're an absolute gent, mate. Fair play to you. And look, those youngsters of yours, the goalkeeper, young Barry, as you said, that'll be a moment that he'll remember for the rest of his life. And full credit to him. He held his nerve and finished it brilliantly. So again, like I gave credit to our youngsters when you beat them 5-0, they'll all learn and take moments from that game. They've been out on that pitch now with some of the top talents in world football, and they absolutely showed that they've got something about them. So fair play to Villa and the youngsters. And again, fair play to you, mate, for coming in with a lovely comment like that. What's this? Somebody else that I wish Salah leaves Liverpool. I wouldn't go that far, mate. I'm just saying that he's not in great form. That's all I'm saying. And players will go through dips in form. But then there is also the question about, there is a time comes where you look to cash in on these players and maybe they've gone past their peak. I don't know if Mohamed Salah is at that point or not yet. It's not really for me to say. What is for me to say, though, is that this mouse that I have is an absolute piece of shit. We'll beat United, Craig, said Ronan Fitzsimons. Villa Pups did better than Palace did. Yes, they did. That's a fair point. Oh, I nearly dropped the mouse there. That's a fair point. They did. We whooped Palace by 7. So yeah, let me just check the other result tonight just to fill in for everybody in that other game. What does that one finish? 1 second. That did finish 1-0 to Wolves. They beat Palace 1-0. Goal came from Adama Traore. So Wolves booked themselves a place in the next round of the FA Cup as well. Who do you want in the 4th round, said Josh. Mate, I want a home tie against the easiest possible opponents, please. Because, you know, we've got a lot of Premier League teams and draws lately, so I wouldn't mind a home draw against a handy enough side for a change. That would be nice. Stephen Porter said, watching Thiago is what football is all about. Yeah, he's a joy to watch. He really is. Just the vision, the simple little pass. That pass to SHAQIRI, without even really looking, just beautiful. It's what we've been waiting for. It's what we hope will drive us on to go back-to-back in the second half of the season. And we need players like Thiago and SHAQIRI to start unlocking these defences when the plan A hasn't been working. And the plan A seems to be diagonal balls, switch play left to right, or go down the line to Mohamed Salah or Sadio Mane from the fullbacks and hope for the best with the crosses. That seems to be what I've seen as plan A lately. What else have we got? Would you take Adama? No, I wouldn't, Gaz. He's still too inconsistent for me, pal, to be somebody who I think should be getting a big money move like that. So no, I wouldn't take Adama, not at this minute. People calling Salah idiots. Well, you're the one that misspelled Salah, Michael. So if you're going to start calling people idiots, try and at least spell one word right in the sentence there, pal, before having a pop at other human beings for having a fucking opinion. What else is there? I'd take the blue shite at home just to beat them 7-0, said Mark. Your thoughts about Salah in this game? I've given my thoughts a few times, mate, about Salah. It hasn't been good enough lately for Mohamed Salah, and that's okay though. Players will go through dips in form. I'm not going in two-footed on Mo. I just think maybe it's time to pull him out for a little bit, give somebody else a chance, and then reintroduce him when maybe his form picks up. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, nobody is infallible. Just like we criticised Jurgen Klopp when we weren't happy about substitutions or tweaks in formations, just like we've had a go at other Liverpool players, nobody's infallible. You're okay to say a player's not playing well. Doesn't mean you don't love him. Doesn't mean you don't want him in the team. Salah's too casual, too slow, said Kate. Mane's different gravy on his day. I agree, Daniel. To me, of the front three right now, Sadio Mane is the only one that's looking like he's capable of driving at defences, unlocking defences, creating that little bit of magic. And Jota coming back as well will be very much needed when that happens. I mean, I think he's still about 3 weeks away. Score prediction for Sunday, next Sunday. I mean, I'll give it, mate, as the week goes on. We'll have lots of preview shows next week ahead of that game against United, which of course we will be doing on the channel. Want to take a second though to give a shout out to a couple of people. One, our sponsors, Boyle Sports. As always, we wouldn't be here without the fantastic support of our friends and sponsors of Boyle Sports. So if you're going to sign up, have a little flutter on any of the games, please do check out the link below over to Boyle Sports. Once you sign up there, deposit your first £10 or €10 and place that bet. You will receive a free bet. And again, we please urge you to gamble responsibly. Never bet more than you can afford. Never bet when you're losing or angry or frustrated. Stick a couple of quid, 2 or 3 quid on if you want to have a bet to make it a little bit of fun. But again, we urge you, and our sponsors as well, gamble responsibly. It is something that we hold dear to our hearts. It's really important to us. And yeah, there you go. And again, please do subscribe to this channel as well, because we're closing in on 63k. Jihad Al-Mani, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC. I'm going to have another go at this, buddy. Alra Mahi, again, I hope I spelled that correctly. Welcome to Anfield Agenda FC. Best player tonight for Liverpool. Milner did put in a good shift, I will say that, in that left channel. Ran tirelessly. I'm gonna have to give it to SHAQIRI. I'm just gonna have to. I thought that even the little cameo from that he came on, I thought that he changed the game. Thiago, yes, but it was that combination of them both. Thiago and SHAQIRI today. To me, that combination looks tasty. I want to see that against United. I really do. Can't drop Salah against United. Playing Big Shaq would be a gamble. Why can't we drop a player? Again, genuinely, why? Nobody is undroppable, mate. You can't exist off reputation alone. So, why not? Why can't we drop Salah or rest Salah or rotate Salah or whatever the phrase you're going to use is? Why? Nothing saying you can't bring him on if it's not working in the game, but it hasn't been working for him lately. And we've seen other players in the past pulled out, given a little bit of time out and brought back in. So, again, I get your opinion and I respect your opinion, but, you know, I don't think anybody should be undroppable. Thiago, loads of people are saying best player even though he came in. Reece Williams isn't even League 2 level, said Johnny. It wasn't a great performance from him tonight, mate. I mean, that goal, he should have defended better for a couple of reasons. One, shouldn't have allowed Barry to get goal side of him. Two, he had an opportunity to even intercept the ball and run across Barry before it got to him. And three, he was completely outdone for pace, which is frightening, because when you're playing in Liverpool's defensive system with that high line, you're going to need to have recovery pace if somebody does get past you, and he didn't today, quite simply. But it'll be a learning curve for him as well, because he is a youngster. Salah as a sub is good because he comes on fired up, said Steve Baxter. Agree with you for Thiago and Big SHAQIRI, said Aymer. SHAQIRI is quality, said Veron. SHAQIRI for Salah in United again. That's what I'm saying, mate. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Run you through a quick team off the top of my head, and I'm going to assume that Joel Matip is fit, by the way, because there's talk he might be available for the game. So I think Trent will come back in after having that bit of rest, recovery, and hopefully he's back up. We're going to have Alisson in goal, Trent on right, Robbo on the left, Fabinho and Matip if Matip is fit. Then in midfield, I'd like to see Thiago, Hendo, and who deserves to start in an attacking midfield spot? Thiago. I might even go with Gini, you know. And then I play SHAQIRI out on the right hand side, Firmino to the centre, or Mane on the left. Maybe even play Salah to the centre. Maybe it's just a little tweak in position that would help. I don't know if maybe being stuck out in that right channel, he's just finding that he's being overmarked or pushed out of games, but he hasn't been as effective. So maybe give him a run through the centre. Maybe play SHAQIRI in that attacking midfield role. and maybe play him through the centre. I don't know, but something needs to be just shaken up for Mo, because we all love Mo. Mo's one of our boys, and Mo at his best is an absolute joy to watch. But to me, and it's just me, I'm a great believer in when you have the shirt and you're playing well, you keep it. And to me, SHAQIRI deserves to keep the shirt for the United game. Salah is really similar to Messi at Barcelona. It's a good shout. I can see what you're talking about there in the way that he's come to receive the ball at times, but the difference there is I think Messi impacts the game more. Even when he's not at his best, there's that vision for the pass you get from Messi, and I don't see that at the minute from Mo, who we all love. I want to keep reiterating that fact. We're back, said Charlie Reid. Alisson, Trent, Robbo, Fabinho, Matip, Thiago, Hendo, SHAQIRI, Mane, Salah, Bobby is Moroni's team versus United with Salah in the number 9. I can't see Bobby playing on the right though, mate, unless SHAQIRI plays on the right and maybe Bobby plays in that attacking midfield role, which could be a shout there actually. I never thought, maybe we drop Bobby back, Firmino into the midfield role, attacking midfield role, drop SHAQIRI out on the right hand side and play Salah through the centre. I mean, we need to do something to try and shake it up. Daniel said it has to be a 4-2-3-1 surely against what he calls the scum. I know you mean United. I'm worried about Trent's form. I have a theory, John, and it is just a theory, mate, that I think Trent is still recovering from his illness. As far as I'm aware, he had COVID, and I think, like some other players, we've seen a couple of Newcastle players, particularly Maximan, who has taken a long time to fully recover, because we have to remember, as yes, these are prime physical athletes at the peak of their fitness, but they're also humans, and I think with Trent, maybe he's just taken a bit longer to come back. I don't know, but again, I wish all these guys a speedy recovery. Thiago was a flop. Yes, of course he is, Harry, mate. That isn't one of the most ridiculous comments ever, mate. You've nailed it there. One of the greatest midfielders in the world is a complete flop, mate. Well done. Brilliant. Top-notch punditry there, mate. You should start your own channel. You'll go well with comments like that. Okay. Again, why do people need to do that shit? Like, just give your opinion in once, mate. You're going to get just booted out. Tyler said, if Firmino doesn't score goals, then why not stick him in midfield? I think it's a fair shout, mate. I mean, Bobby can play that attacking midfield role, not a bother to him, and I think he does do well when he comes to link up play. So yes, for me, man, I think that's a fair comment. What else have we got in the chat? Agreed on Hendo, poor passing, said Etrick do. Yeah, again, a lot of our guys do need to step up and answer some of the questions that have been asked of them. Again, I'm trying to update my chat here, folks, so bear with me. My chat seems to have just died on me, so I'm going to just restart the chat. Oh, here we go, it's back. Milner for Trent. United will expose defensive weaknesses. Oh, I don't know about that. I get where you're coming from, but again, if we do play James Milner there, we're going to be lacking a little bit of pace. I get where you're coming from, though. I do, honestly. I respect where you're coming from on that. Villa fan, what do you think of Louis Barry? Well, I heard that he played for Ireland at underage level, Mr. Steve. So firstly, I hope he stays with the Republic of Ireland. But secondly, that's a moment that young man's going to remember forever. Fair play to him. He took his chance magnificently. He timed it perfectly as well. I've nothing but admiration for the young man. I've nothing but admiration for that entire young Villa team and the way they went about their jobs today. And they're a credit to the youth system. And again, mate, I want to reiterate, I wish all your players and staff members a speedy recovery, and again, thank you for being gracious and coming in like that, man. Top notch, really appreciate it. Yes, somebody in the chat actually did say Thiago was a flop, mate. Yes. Chet, you're a United fan, mate. Welcome in. You as anybody else are more than welcome to come in. Play Trent against United, he'll score, said Kent, or Carl as I like to call him. Watford will knock United out in the FA Cup tomorrow, hopefully. I know we can but hope. Manchester United against Watford on Monday Sporters. Well, no, I'm taking tomorrow off, guys. I'm absolutely mentally exhausted, and I need to look after myself and my health, so I will be taking tomorrow off. We'll be back on Sunday. We'll probably do a stream on one of the two channels on Sunday, but I apologise, I just have to take the day off. I'm mentally wrecked. I had back-to-back meetings today. I had scheduling phone calls with Connor. We had a nightmare at the start of the stream. So, yeah, I'm going to take a day off tomorrow, ladies and gents, and I'll be back on Sunday. But loads coming up next week, by the way. Monday night, we'll be recording the first ever Mundo Sport podcast with myself, Lee Chappie, and go over and follow Lee Chappie and subscribe to his channel as well. And we'll be joined from Joe from the All Leeds TV. Love the lads at All Leeds TV, by the way. So that'll be the first ever Mundo Sporto podcast being recorded on Monday night. The first ever Anfield Agenda podcast is going to be recorded on Tuesday as well. I'm going to be joined by Ian Brewster, Rian's father, and somebody else yet to be named for that podcast. Loads of stuff coming up on the channel, folks, so please do keep it tuned to Anfield Agenda. I've got interviews coming up with Graham Hunter, Darragh McAnthony, Jack Mate, and a few others as well. It really is going to be a roller coaster, and if I don't take a day off and look after myself, I just fear that I might go backwards a little bit. And you know, I have to look after my mental health. I speak openly about this, and I need the day off. Trust me, I'm even now, pain in the back of my head, I'm absolutely shattered. But what I do want to say before I head off tonight, folks, is a massive thank you to everyone that has shown love to the channel, that has subscribed to the channel, that's been here with us along this crazy journey. I think we're at the beginning of something really special here. I want you guys to stay with us on this journey. I hope that you, your family, and all your loved ones and friends are safe right now, wherever you are in the world. Look after yourselves. I'm looking forward to the United game coming up, and yeah, it's going to be a busy week next week. So as I said, taking the day off tomorrow. Thank you for all your support. Please do hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video as well. Look after yourselves. Lots of love to each and every one of you. Thank you for sticking with us. WFM. I'm going to leave it at that, folks. WFM.